Hi, my name's Dave Young from CryptoVest.com and this is Token Talk, your weekly overview of what's new and interesting in the world of ICOs. I'll take a few days of my time, sort through the endless dross that they call ICOs coming out every week, find a couple of options that I think are interesting that I'd consider putting my money against or thinking about, and I'll dive deeper. Now don't forget, this is just an opinion piece, my opinion only. No paid slots, no sponsored slots. If you wish to invest, you will need to do your own due diligence. And ICOs, they're time sensitive. If you want to keep up with what's coming out, you want to be subscribing to the channel. Now, this week we have Blockcloud, a truly innovative blockchain architecture, and we have Fysical. The next data frontier isn't digital, it's physical. Blockcloud, a truly innovative blockchain architecture. Though it's not blockchain, that's why it's innovative. Think IOTA, think tangles, think DAGs, then go one further. This is a CoDAG, a compacted directed acyclic graph. But it does seem to be getting quite a good reception in the technical community. Who are these guys? They seem to come from university research programs. They're heavily staffed from the underlying company, the Shenzen Oudman Technology company, which have a big history in IoT, big data, wearables. They're commercially successful. They've been operating since about 2014 and 15, I think. And they believe their position in the industry gives them a bird's eye and a unique view of what the nuances are of the IoT world and what would be a good decentralized blockchain-like solution. Now, the white paper goes heavily into the technical details. It's very well laid out. It seems quite convincing, and it lays out the arguments of what the specific problems for IoT and big data are, that you have a endless amount of small nodes with information. They need to hoover it up very cheaply, very economically. They might only boot up every now and then on minimal power and do a data dump. No one can pay too much because it's you need endless amounts of data to make sense of it. So looking at all these things, they've come up with some very specific protocol design solutions that they believe will address the problems. Now, they've come for a 4-layer solution. You've got the transaction chain, as you see, the service chain, you've got routing, then you've got service on top of that. And the main terms or phrases it seems to all be built around is proof of service, showing you actually offering the service, whether it's used or not. Service-centric networks, the CoDAGs that we're talking about, the compacted directed acyclic graphs, and truthful continuous double auctions, which kind of police the system. Now, there's not time in this video to delve deeply into all those terms, but my overall assessment of the technical solution and listening to what people are saying is that it's quite favorable and it's got a lot of promise. So we go into the business cases. They give some very general cases how it can be used, but these guys have already signed 30 partnerships with IoT big data type partners, and they do have a history of getting things moving. So that all looks very promising as well. So we get onto the team. CEO, heavy on the university research side of things. He disappears into Oudman Technologies for 4 years. Not a lot of detail there. The COO, Dai Pan, comes straight from his masters at Peking University and also drops into Oudman without a lot of detail. Head of development, did some time at Huawei for 2 years on software automation. Technical advisory board is awash with doctorates. Business advisory board, an ex-Obama administration guy there. Roger Lim from Neo Global Capital, good pedigree, successful projects, which crosses over to the investment money, which includes some exchanges, KuCoin, then there's Genesis Capital, OK Blockchain, Neo Global, and ICO Drops. Now the token economics, they're releasing 15% towards sale. Don't forget, this is a mined thing. There's going to be mined over 6 years, 5% released every year. And their hard cap is $15 million. Now, out of that $15 million, $12 million has already been raised from private sale. So you obviously want to be looking at the vesting. In general, the vesting on this one is okay. It's quite staged, it's quite sensible, it's going to attract people in. Apart from one thing, there was one reviewer who said after he talked to the team there was a certain amount of tokens given for incubation fees, and these incubation fees were completely released 2 weeks after it hit the exchange. Just a small point to note there. Now, the token sale is unannounced, but they're going to be doing the KYC and the whitelisting in August. Now obviously with that 3 million out of 15 million, there's going to be a lot of demand, so you want to keep your eye on them and get in there quite fast. Points to notice. Well, there is no MVP, and it's very important to see an MVP before they go to crowd sale, otherwise it's all bets off. The testnet, not the mainnet, the testnet won't be ready till well into 2019, and then the mainnet later than that. Now that's concerned a few people, so you should be aware of that. But overall, the whole prospect is going to, I think there's going to be a lot of unmet demand. It's got a very good buzz about it. Okay, the Telegram group's been growing. Okay, they have had the airdrop, so that's kind of boosted that, so it's a bit hard to judge. But there is a lot of hype, a lot of demand, a lot of people want to get in on this one. So I think for a short-term flip, very bullish. Moving forward, the pluses outweigh the minuses, and I'm saying for a long-term assessment, very positive and very bullish too. And honourable mentions this week go to coalcoin.ico. The basic message is enough of your scammy ICOs, enough of your non-existent ideas that never come to fruition, teams that aren't real. It's time to build virtual currency on something real, something here today, something that people understand, the thing of the future. Coal? Move over WePower, move over Power Ledger. It's time for King Coal.
Projects supported only by the idea and your blind faith in it. It's time to invest in real product. Coal Coin is a virtual investment in a tangible product.
Fysical. Now, why did this one catch my eye? Well, this one's all about proof of movement. It's pretty similar to phone protocol, but it's one step up in the chain. Seemed to be a bit of a buzz. I was hearing noises about it, and that no frills marketing, so very straightforward, seemed to give me the impression they were very confident of being able to hit their targets, and so therefore maybe they had something very good. So dug in a little bit deeper, and it seems that the buzz is just people talking here and there, and I think they're from the airdrop. Telegram group's boosted from that, so there's no real organic buzz. The business is wonderful. They're making money. They're in a great sector. They've had good backing. They've got a team that performs. They're moving this business model across to the new offering, the FYS token. They've written the 1,000 lines of solidity. It's up and functioning. It's a dApp on Ethereum. So a lot of the risk is taken out there. So then look at the token economics. They're going to come, I think, about September. They keep moving the date, trying to work out. They've been to private sale. They've raised 1 or 2 million, keep themselves going, keep the wolf from the door. And then I look at the main sale, and it's going to be, according to them, they've pegged it $800 for Ether, somewhere around there. It's $18 million hard cap. If you move that back to today's price of Ether, 11 million. So that disparity, couldn't understand it. And I was like, where's the spending plan? Why do you need the 11 or 18 million? And that's a big disparity. And then you look through it, I can't find anything. And they're just talking about the business. Business, my assessment is going to be very successful. It's a great sphere. They're going to do great things. Then I'm looking at, why do you need all this money? And then I look back and I go on Crunchbase, and across their seeding rounds, they've had $2.1 million. So across the last 3 years, small amounts of money, team built up, they built this great product, this marketplace for 2.1 million. Now suddenly they're successful. We're in ICO times. They need 11, 18 million. What for? So therefore, with that in mind, I don't think there's going to be any unmet demand on this one. So short-term assessment for the token buying, completely neutral. Long-term assessment, great business, will make a lot of money. Long-term assessment as a token holder, completely neutral. It feels almost, if I was being cynical, that they're just being greedy. We have this thing, we can monetize it, we'll pull it back in. Well, that's not a good way of looking for if I want to put my money into a token. It's not something I'm happy with. I'm not just going to stop and say, well, this is a good business. I need to see that it's going to make me money back on the token. This isn't equity they're selling here. I'm Dave Young from CryptoVest.com. This was Token Talk. If you like what we're doing, if you want to keep up with the game, feel free to subscribe. Stay current, stay valid, stay tuned. Till next time.